Hi, and we're back again for another tarot reading. As you can see, I've got more cards today. We've got the Animal Oracle, we've got the Tarot from the Heart, and we've got the runes as well. I really just have a message to give, basically. But here in the UK, it's full-on storm season. We're getting the tail end of that hurricane. My blessings and best wishes to anybody who has been caught up with the hurricane in the US. I'm putting some cards down because, you know, we tend to flick in and out of focus. Technical issues, as always with me, when there is not something to focus on here. So I can't go up the res and have a chat with you because it could just be too windy and rainy. So we're going to be doing it here. So the last couple of days, on the I think it was the 2nd and the 3rd, there was a huge spike in the energy, and a lot of trauma and blocks came up for removal, mainly trauma for me. And obviously it's all part of the ascension process. You have to clear the energy that is not in alignment with the ascended you, with the true you. So it's all going to be done. And I was thinking, well, it's okay for me because I know this is part of the process. But I know a lot of people that I've been speaking to have been really struggling with this stuff. You know, the blocks coming up for removal, the stuff coming up from the past, the difficult situations that's facing with the raising of their energies. And I was asked to do a little video about, what Ascension really does look like. And like I say, when the energy spikes, when the energy starts raising, you know, it really does start to... I'm so sorry, it's so noisy. We're in the middle of this storm. There's a gale blowing, it's raining. There's just been a tractor doing a 3-point turn in my street, and now there's a helicopter overhead, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to carry on anyway. I'm sorry if you can hear all the background noise. I tried to wait till it was a bit quieter, but clearly it's not going to happen. Now, there was something else. Right, so getting into alignment is all about bringing your energy and your perception into alignment with the truth of who you are. And that is going to involve block removal. That is going to involve trauma removal. I had a trauma apparently trapped in my heart chakra, which had to be removed. And because obviously I know how to do it. And I've been practicing for so long, it really doesn't take that long. I mean, it was over within 12 hours because it was quite a huge trauma. But if you don't know how to remove blocks and the such, like, I've done videos on blocks and block removal. I'll try and remember to put the link in the card at the end. It's not called a card, is it? It's called an end screen. I don't know. Well, yeah, this ascension can be really traumatic, and it can be ugly, and it can be painful, and it can be upsetting, and it can mean waking up in the middle of the night because the spirits want to contact you and do the work with you and raise your energy and your vibration. And it does mean being uncomfortable, and it does mean that your energy changes and you change. And sometimes you're going to get out of alignment with the people around you, and either they're going to react to that different energy, or you know, you're just going to find you're not feeling in alignment with them anymore. And sometimes that means moving on. Sometimes that means adjusting. Obviously, I can't tell you how to live your life and not live your life. And I think a lot of people think that Ascension's all about, you know, floating around on a happy cloud. And it can be. That's where we're heading to in the end, isn't it? But, you know, you do have to remove the blocks, and you do have to remove the trauma, and you do have to remove the ancestral energy. And do you know what I mean? It can be upsetting, it can be messy, and that's just part of it. So if you're having a few roadblocks, a few bumps in the road, if you're having stuff coming up, if you're being triggered into trauma, obviously I'm not a doctor. Go and get, if you need to get help, go and get help. I'm not replacing any medical advice at all. But obviously, you know, it is all about balancing your energy. And, well, you know, you can see that here. Also, I wanted, but apart from that message, I wanted to talk, I was given some information about, now, first of all, the date, the 29th of October, was flagged to me. Now, obviously, that can be a personal flag for me, but the way it was brought to me, it's very, very unlikely. But I'm not going to look at that here. I'm going to do a separate video on that. Because also, I had it led to me that something big is coming, and it's going to be in the 3rd or 4th week of October. And what I got was, because obviously it's all about the chance of something happening, so they can say something's going to happen and it can not happen. That they always state it's only a possibility, but they've assured me there's a 75% possibility that this is going to happen, which doesn't actually surprise me, because I mean, as we're coming up to Halloween and the veil between the two words, I'm not saying it's going to be a spiritual thing. I get it's going to be a physical thing. I get it's going to be a coming out of the truth thing. And anyway, I'm going to look at that in a different video. But I just wanted to bring this message to you here, and we can see here in the cards exactly, look, you know, it can be upsetting, ridding our energy of the lies and the deceit, but the more uncomfortable we are, the quicker that goes. That doesn't mean you should be uncomfortable on purpose. Obviously Spirit doesn't want you to be unhappy, but you know, you do have to get into that energy to release it. Well, most people do most of the time anyway. But the message coming through here for you today is just keep your balance. The worst is certainly over now. And just bring that forward. And like I say, once you learn how to release, identify, recognise the blocks and process them as quickly as possible, you know, it does get easier and easier and easier. We've had lots of choices, lots and lots of choices, but everybody who's watching this has kept their authority. Now that's going to look different to everybody, isn't it? Lastly, I do want to say on this, I'm going to pull some runes and some cards because they wanted me to bring them all out here with some words of advice and encouragement. We're moving into calmer waters now. We're just going to have to keep juggling things and just carry on the way you are. Right, let's get some more cards for you, see if we've got a little bit more advice. That's very funny, isn't it? Crown chakra. The highest of the 7 body chakras. Now we've got changing times. Changing times. Well, we know everything's changing. This can indicate a little bit of a challenge coming up. Not wanting to upset or worry anybody at all. We will be okay because we're ready and we can help other people be ready. Things are changing, which is certainly great news to us all in this awakening process. We've been so patient, haven't we? I will be looking about this end of October thing coming up as well. And strengthening bonds. You're not alone. You are not alone. Please remember that. As well as me in the Star Lightwork Circle, join me on social media, join me on my membership site, etc, etc, etc. The community is just open on my membership site as well, which means that you can kind of get guidance from me directly as well. Just reach out. Just reach out to like-minded people. It's not a time to be alone, and you don't have to be alone. But things are finally shifting. The good news is things are finally shifting. Like I said, I'll be looking at that in the next video, because that's going to be a full video all on its own. It's getting a bit crowded on this table, isn't it? Let's move these out the way. Right, this is a message I keep getting over and over and over again. Take time to play. It does raise your energy, getting into that fun energy. I'm not saying go down the park and go down the slide unless that's what you want to do, but do take time for fun, even if it's just watching some silly YouTube videos of cats or whatever. Take time to play is the advice here. We can't be serious all the time. And there's cougar, which doesn't mean what you think it's going to mean. Be bold and take a chance. So I hope that resonates with someone out there, if anybody's wondering about what their next move is moving forward. And turtle, stop trying to make something happen. Speaks for itself really, doesn't it? I don't think I really need to say anything else about that. Bring that loving, joyful energy to everything you're doing. You don't have to force it. You don't have to force it, but you do have to take that step. Yeah, I guess that's what they're saying here. So I hope that resonated with you. I hope that brought some kind of clarity. If you have been suffering, the energies are raising. We're in the monastic photon belt. It may be difficult as we are releasing energy, but you're doing the work. You're doing great. We're raising the energy here, joining together. Things are changing, and bring some love to it. Bring some love to it, and to yourself as well. I've done videos about that, about global love and self-love, and etc, etc. As I always say, this, if you go to the playlist, I've done playlists. I'll try and remember to link them at the end. If not, sorry, just go to my playlist. You can find them easy enough. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you did. Please do the YouTubey things, like, share, subscribe, join me on social media, join me on my membership site on my website. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope to see you in the next video. I'm going to be looking at this. Oh, sorry, yeah, it's because we're between the... That was the other thing I was going to say as well. See, if I don't make extensive notes to read, I forget. This time is so important because obviously London Bridge has fallen. We knew things were going to move after that. We're between the 9-9 portal and the 10-10 portal. Now, I've done a video on that, but basically the 9-9 portal is obviously about endings, and the 10-10 portal is about changing situations and new beginnings. Now, I've always been told that the 11-11 portal is going to be really, really huge. So I do want to be looking at what's coming up. Like I say, I was given the message that something big, I was given the date the 29th of October, and I was also told that something big is going to happen in the 3rd or 4th weeks, the 3rd or 4th weeks of October. Obviously, significant date as we're coming up to Halloween. So I do want to be looking at this, what's going to happen at the end of November and coming into the 11-11 portal as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you did. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it brought you some guidance and comfort. Please join me in the next video. Like I said, I'm going to be looking at this, what's going to happen at the end of October, and also the 11-11 portal. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.